How's it going, guys? It's been a while. I know in the last video I said it would be like maybe twice a week, or no, every other week, or once a month that I'd be able to get videos out, but that was obviously a lie. But today I'm coming at you with sort of an updated walk around of the 4Runner. Since the last video, a whole lot of new stuff has gone on. If you come out here, obviously, first thing, because it's right here, is the emblems. I plasti dipped those, all of them. So back here, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. The other door, and obviously it's like right there and stuff. You can see it's kind of not great looking, but that's okay. It was really my first time plasti dipping, and I'll probably go over it again soon. Let's see. So while we're at the side, I put these rock sliders on. They're from Schrockworks. They're bolt on, not weld on. Although honestly, these things were a pain to put on, so weld on might have been easier. But you can see right here, this slots over the frame, and then the bolt goes in up here, up there. That was really hard to get to, especially on the other side with the gas tank and stuff, but there are three of those. It's this one, that one, and that one. I put those on in my driveway, which is, you know, I mean, it's how a lot of people do stuff. Back here, we've got a ladder from Gobi, which I love. It looks awesome. It really fills out the back end nicely. Super strong, super durable, super easy install. This I actually got at the same time as the sliders. Put them on in probably 2 days. This first because it was easier, and then the sliders. Down here, it's just a shackle in the receiver. It's from Rhino USA. They also made the shackles in the front that you'll see soon. Up here, the roof rack is the same roof rack, but I put the extension piece in the middle, so it fills out the roof a whole lot better now, which I really like. It was really small before, and I didn't think it looked that great. I didn't complain about it, but I didn't think it looked that great, so the fact that it has the extension in it now is a whole lot better. And then I guess up here, the biggest change is this. It's a single hoop steel bumper from DeMello Off-Road, hence the DO. It bolts right up to the factory frame, obviously. This is sort of a brace, some extra support, and it kind of smushes the bumper up against the frame, which is super cool. I absolutely love this bumper. I think it's the best looking bumper, or one of the best looking bumpers available for the 4th gen. And I went with the single hoop because the flat top I thought was too plain, and the 3 hoop was too aggressive for what I needed. So I think the single hoop works really, really well. Here are the shackles from Rhino. These came in black, and I ran them like that for a while, but I wanted to change them up, so I went with purple just because it's a little different. These things are shackle isolators to keep them from vibrating side to side. They're from Quadratech, and I know they make Jeep parts, but that doesn't count. Let's see here. The front turn signals, these are KC Cyclones. It's not what actually came in the bumper. There was some other turn signals that worked, but they weren't super bright. I was told, somebody was in front of me, and they told me later that you can't really see them, so I went with these. They're $60 for 2 of them, and they are super bright. I'm really happy with them. And I just spliced that into the factory, like the Toyota wiring harness for the turn signals. I cut the connectors off, and up there, those are the connectors. And then resistors, I wired those in to stop the hyperblink. Here we've got a pair of Baja Design Squadron Sports. It's their combo lens, so you know, diffused or fog light down here and then spot beam up top. Super happy with those. They sent a switch with them, which I did end up using right here. I could have wired it to the OEM fog lights, but I decided not to. I like having my lights on a separate switch. And those are super awesome. Like they're super cool lights. I dipped that badge too. They literally just plug right in. They plug right in. I ran all that wiring up under here. You can see it right there. And then zip tied it all off because there was a whole lot of extra wires attached to the battery, grounded it over here, and then shoved it through the firewall here to the switch. And for the switch, I just drilled into one of the factory blank switches, which you can see here. That's what I did with the light bar switch too, and it's the same light bar that I had in the factory bumper. I just moved it up to under the hoop because it's really the only place I could think that made sense to put it. Let's see, as far as other lighting stuff, I'll fire up the Bajas and stuff here soon, but as far as other lighting, I put LED bulbs in the factory housing for the low beams. I got them from Headlight Revolution, which is super cool. Super bright lights, way better than stock, which is what I was looking for. And then also, I know there's a whole thing, people hate stuff like this, but I wired up some of these lights in the grill, kind of like the Raptor style lights. I got them off Amazon, but they're from a company called Alpena, Alpena. I'll put it on the screen if I can figure out how to do that. But I really like the look of these. And initially I had them wired to this fuse right here, which is the windshield wiper fuse. So they were on all the time, but I decided that I wanted to try it out down here. This right here is the taillight fuse. So they're on with the actual tail lights. So before, whenever I had the key in and in the on position or the car was running, the lights were on, but they're not right now. So if I go in here and do even just this to the first click, they come on with like these parking lights, which is really cool. So I'm now in control of the Raptor lights, which is awesome. And then I'll turn on the low beams. Super happy with the low beams. So yeah, you can see super crisp white light, looks awesome. Way more modern looking than the crappy halogen bulbs that were in there that were yellow and gross. Let's see, I put LEDs in all of the interior lights. I also did the map light mod. Just spliced into the wire in here, and then stuck it into the light clicker thing. That was well worth my time, I would say. Super happy with it. Let's see, back here, can't really see it right now, but I also put LEDs in the license plate lights, which is a super cool look. Looks awesome at night. Let's see, I guess while we're back here, I'll go into the back. I have a very, very temporary drawer system. Literally, I got these drawers at Target and used them for something, and then once I was done with them, they sort of just started taking up space. So I figured, my mom actually told me, she was like, could you use these for drawers or whatever? And I was like, I mean, I guess I could. So I tried and it worked. I need to really clean this out. Holy crap, that is a mess. But I took a piece of plywood and cut it to sort of as a shelf, and these I put on to sort of set it up so it didn't sit on top of the drawers, but that was when I still had the shelf in from Toyota. But I took that out, so now everything sits lower, which means I don't need these feet anymore. So I sort of flipped it over and now they just sort of rest there, which is okay. I've got my tripod. In here is where I've got like my sockets, and this is all for bike stuff. And then in here is kind of where I've got just everything. This is actually the box for the headlight bulbs. That's the box for the Bahas. This in this bag right here is a tow strap. Everything else back here is pretty standard. Let's see, I guess I'll fire up the LEDs in the front. So I'm gonna actually start the car up so I get full power. So, see, there are the headlights. That's the light bar, that's the Bahas. You can't really see it right now because it's light out, but I think I have some pictures and footage of all of the lights turned on in the dark. But yeah, so you can see all of the lights are on now, and it's super bright. Looking at it hurts. It's super bright. Actually, the Bahas have more of a yellow tint to them than the light bar. The light bar is more of a crisp white. The Bahas are yellower. But super bright. I'm super happy with it. Let's see, I guess I'll turn on the turn signals too while I'm at it. Let's see, I turn the car off because I don't need full power for the turn signals. So actually, I'll just do the hazard lights. That's my phone mount right there. So I'll grab my phone, and so it just sits there. The cord's right here, it plugs in. Super nice and convenient, easy to see. I had a WeatherTech cup phone, which was okay, good, not great. And the cup holders, speaking of cup holders, I got the insert from Solid Shift Concepts. I'll link them in the description. This is from Solid Shift Concepts. It's better than stock, and it's about as good as you can get without spending a whole lot of money and time and cutting stuff apart. But there's this insert for smaller stuff which sits in there, just sort of clips in. This is where you'd put just a regular water bottle and stuff. But oh yeah, so turn on the hazards. Back here in the back, it's still just stock. I want to get the facelift, the 2006 to 2009 taillights, because I think they look better. But up here you can see that the KCs are really bright, like almost too bright, I would say. When I'm driving, and I'm turning left, I can see the light from the KCs like out here. It's insane, and it's brighter than the rear turn signals, which is nuts. But yeah, super happy with these. I'd recommend them to anyone who's looking for either a brighter turn signal, or these can work as rock lights or something too, which would be pretty good use for them. That's about all of the new stuff that I've done. I mean, I put this sticker on here. That's the Instagram for the build if you want to go follow that. But yeah, that's about everything else that I've done that y'all haven't already seen.